Welcome aboard, and thank you once again for tuning in to the Heavy Metal Truckers.
Yes.
I am Pink. We are your hosts. I am Pincushion. This is Doppler. And in this video, we will be doing our next segment of From the Pit. I want to say this is 3 or 4.
I think it's the third one. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that. So, what is the first viewer comment from the pit?
So most of our comments this time around came from the Love Bites video.
Gee, I wonder why.
Or the redoing of the Love Bites video.
Yeah.
And so let's see. Red Niz.
I thought you were about to say Red Nymph, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yes, Red Nymph.
Okay.
Red Niz 2231 says, "Yeah, she is not just an ex-bassist, she is the godmother of Love Bites. Together with Haruna, I don't know, I probably butchered the crap out of that, the drummer, without her vision, passion, and dedication, we will never have had Love Bites today. Thank you, Miho." So I remember saying that, you know, that they had gotten a new bassist and all that stuff.
Hey, toast to me, ho!
Yep. I wonder if it's weird for her seeing them continue on without her, though. Probably not, because that happens a lot.
Well, because I was about to say, I mean, because sometimes I occasionally wonder how odd it might be for Chris Adler to kind of see Lamb of God continuing on the way they are, and just the brothers kind of go in their separate direction. But then again, Chris, I think he created him and some other guys. He found some other guys, and they made Firstborn, which I really hope they get better material, because right now it sounds like some rough dad rock.
Alright, then we had Whirlwind Peace. He just gave us the lyrics to Frozen Serenade. Then Chris Nischberg. I assume that's... I have no idea. Chris Nischberg, I guess, something. As an old 80s thrasher, I love these ladies and their throwback sound.
I can agree.
Yeah, I would agree with that too.
I'm waiting for you to get progressive, so this way you just go instead of you just end up going.
I'm an old man, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, that's what progressives are for, old men.
Whirlwind Peace gave us the lyrics to Judgment Day as well.
I see this on videos. Like, it's cool and it's fine whenever people do it. I just wonder why, because I can look it up myself. But I mean, if anyone knows or you do it yourself, is there a particular reason why you do it? Like, not bashing you at all, just
curious.
Yeah, it doesn't entirely make sense to me, but
though you're welcome to continue to do it if you want. We're not.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, then we got Misa Charia, I guess, something.
Misa, read this comment.
Oh my lord. So they said, "Thanks for giving Love Bites a second chance. To be honest, I'm not a metalhead, but I love really good music regardless of the genre.
That's what I love about metal, man.
And I listen to all different types and sources, so I'm definitely a fan of Love Bites because they're such an amazing musicians and craft wonderful compositions. I watch dozens of different reactors because I learn so much from the analysis and viewpoints from them all, so thank you for your insights."
So this is one of the many things I love about metal, is that it has, we've spoken about this before, it has such variety, and it has such an ability to outreach to people who aren't into it, and pretty much kind of just bring them into our clutches in a non-creepy way.
Yeah, there's something for everybody.
Absolutely, and we love that about metal.
Yep.
Even though, I respect, but still, I'm pretty sure you get the same feeling whenever you get that person, the newcomer that comes in, and all of a sudden they've heard one track, and all of a sudden they proclaim that they are absolute metalhead, and they want to be part of the community, which that's great if you do, but just, how do I say that nicely?
But that you aren't a metalhead because you like one song?
Yeah, just
Like,
you enjoy metal. Not trying to be elitist here, but
you like a metal song. It doesn't
Yeah.
make you a metalhead.
yeah, let's we're gonna save you some grief and very angry letters from other metalheads.
From the gatekeepers out there.
Yeah, the gatekeepers. Like, honestly, if you want to call yourself a metalhead after one track, fine, but just beware.
Yeah. All right, so Chad the Dragon Lord, hello again.
Hey, it's been a while.
Yep. Love Bites is so diverse. All their songs are awesome. Hope you guys appreciate them even more now. We definitely do.
We do.
And that was one thing I talked about this week. They were all three very different. Like, it was really good 3 songs to come on.
Yeah, although I will say the last 2 just blew me away way more than the first one.
Well, the first one was more of a power metal, and you're not as big into power metal.
Fair enough, yeah.
Whirlwind Pace gave us lyrics to the last song, too.
All right.
Let's see. Marks 5451. We'll say it that way. All right, so I think, I don't know if we mentioned this in the last video or not, but they said that they took their name from Hailstorm's Love Bites.
We did not mention that in the last video.
Okay, so maybe it was just you and I talking about it. Because when they were getting Asami, I guess I say, vocals to join the band, they thought that the vocals from the Hailstorm song would suit her. Wow, I'm butchering this. A couple of years later, Asami joined Hailstorm live on stage to do that song with them, which that's pretty darn cool.
That is, and I still need to check that out.
But I think I remember hearing that once somebody said, I don't know if it was them or somebody else. Once they said that, I was like, you know what? I think I've heard that before. Like that they had gotten their name from that song.
Which, whenever I had first heard this group, all I could think about was Hailstorm's Love Bites. So I just thought it'd be hilarious that that's actually where they got the name. And then that comment came along. I'm like, yeah, no shit.
So Jamie Almendaro, 2657, said, a Frozen Serenade masterpiece. I'd have to listen to the song again to refresh my brain.
The Frozen Serenade was the one where she started dancing around.
Yeah,
like, doing
which was really cool.
Thing,
yeah, all right. So Rainer Zufall, which you commented on this guy's comment.
Oh, I did?
Yep. LOL, 30 seconds before the end, 49 minutes in, a new video appears with audio fixed. Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry about that, guys. As I explained, I think I explained to him, whenever I'm going in and editing these things, typically it's just I'm listening to dead silence and kind of listening for any gaps, or whenever he does his weird mouth thing, that just anyone has misophonia or who's misophobic, you're welcome, because that shit bothers the hell out of me too. And so I'm listening to this for 2 hours while editing, and it irks the shit out of me. So while I'm listening to all this, I do have like some background stuff playing in the background, just some ambience, like dark piano stuff playing, and I tend to just turn it to a very low volume. However, whenever we go to listen to stuff, I forget to turn that volume all the way back to where we had it.
Mm-hmm. So the next comment, you commented on it, commented to them again. Yeah,
I must have been in a good mood that day. Damn.
Yeah. So it's Chad the Dragon Lord again. Hello. You always hear something new when re-listening to a Love Bite song. So many intricacies in their music. Headphones are always the best to catch it all.
Oh no, I remember what I said with that.
Yeah, which agree, because it made a huge difference for us for sure. And as a matter of fact, anytime we listen to songs on here, we use the headphones. Rainier Zufall. If everything is good with the sound of Love Bites and the speaker, you should hear all 5 lines separately. Drums, bass, guitars, and voice. There should nothing be hidden in the sound mesh.
I get where you're coming from completely, but there is a difference especially whenever you're listening on a speaker. Like, you have to consider that, yes, within mixing, there is a stereo image, and then there's whenever the speaker, the left and right channels are so close together, it's going to come through as mono. Some engineers don't flick back between stereo and mono. Not to say that the person that did this didn't do that, because I would like to assume that the engineers are experienced enough to be doing this. However, there's still that clash that can occur, and so it can happen to where we don't hear everything the way it needs to be heard. And I mentioned this in a previous comment, or on the last guy that I commented, that yes, like, take Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. You're going to get a very different experience if you're listening to it from a mono reference or mono perspective compared to stereo. There's a whole nother dimension to it, and you're hearing things way more clearly. So yes, you are correct that there shouldn't be any difference.
As I said, if everything is good, in other words, you got a good speaker, good headset, whatever.
Yeah, and so, I mean, the speaker we were using, it was a JBL, a pretty big JBL speaker.
Hence Megatron.
Yeah, Metatron.
Metatron, that's what I meant.
You're good. So, it's good for the fun of tunes, but as far as picking up any kind of references or like any kind of reference points, we might not hear it as well because that's not what that speaker was meant to be for. It was just meant to enjoy stuff.
Boy Zoo, with stereo headsets, you'll also be able to hear the guitar of lead guitarist on the left, Midori, I guess, or Midori, on the left earpiece, and hear the guitar of lead guitarist on the right, Miyako, on your right earpiece. For something different again and a much proggier sound, check out Edge of the World. I'm 95% sure that's the one other song from them that I've heard. Because every time I've mentioned, like, I've heard of the song, I knew it had World in the title, so I'm pretty sure that's it. But you haven't heard it, so, I mean, we could do it. Now, I'm going to say we do have lined up to do another Love Bites video.
Have we recorded that?
We have not yet.
Okay. We can do that today if we wanted.
But after we film that one, it might be a little while before we do another one.
It's going to be...
There's a lot of other things that we want to get filmed, too, so... You're still welcome to suggest, but just know it's probably going to be a while before we get to another Love Bites after this one.
Yeah,
that we're going to do.
Which I definitely appreciate what you stated in the comment, because that was a further explanation of what I had said, that yes, once you have a headset on, you're able to hear everything way more clearly. On the subject of requests, the way we are currently operating those, as far as whenever we send those or we upload those, I'll set a date for them, and it could be like a month or two in advance. But if there's like a single that comes out or an album that comes out that, or someone just drops it, because artists do this all the fucking time now, they just randomly drop this new single, and it's like, oh, well, we want to take a listen to that and get that video out, and we might already have something scheduled for that day, and we don't want to go over 2 or 3 videos a week, so I will purposely move like a request back. So, and depending on how artists want to schedule stuff out or just pop stuff out randomly, that request could be scooted over by a couple days or as much as a month. So, or even more than that. It just depends on the occurrences. So
yeah. So basically, if you make a request, figure at minimum it's going to be 2 months before you see it come out.
And one thing to add on to that I have been making sure, or trying to make sure that I'm doing, is I'm attempting to tag the person that requested the
song,
the piece,
or whatever it is. Yep.
Into the description, just so that you can be aware that, hey, it's been released. And so the reason you will like, except for this moment, the reason I don't say song, I know this is a bit of a tangent, but I've thought about this before. To me, a song is Wheels on the Bus. Something that is like metal or any kind of thing like that, it's either called a track or a piece for me. I hate that term song. It's just the same way I hate the term tone. It's gotten used by some of the most pretentious people, and it's made that word just incredibly snobby for me now. Even though I know there's a fucking tone knob on a guitar, that's completely different to me. Anyways, go on.
I will say there will be an exception to waiting 2 or 3 months or 4, whatever, 2+ months for your is if you request something that is a brand new release. So if you do that, we will try to get it out quicker. It might take a week or 2 or 3, but we try to get it out quicker.
We haven't had that kind of thing happen.
We haven't yet, but we're also only been doing this for like 6 months or whatever.
Yeah, crazy thing. We've been doing this shit for 6 months. Oh, also on that note, on my personal channel, there is some videos on there when I do have the time, and it's gonna take a while because of just everything going on. I do want to attempt to try and move all those videos from there over to this channel, but they will have a note at the beginning of the video. This was previously recorded like 6 months ago. Bear in mind that our setup is more than likely very different than what you're getting now.
We were just starting and learning.
Yeah, we were just starting and learning, and I've become a little bit more accepting and respectful than I was originally, so I'm probably going to do some decent edits on that, but bear in mind I was a little bit more belligerent almost those 6 months ago.
Those videos will probably come out quicker too, so don't get used to that when you see that happen. That's just because they're the old videos. Normally it'll just be 2, max 3 videos a week. Alright, so next is Patrick H. He said, thanks for the follow-up reaction. Since Pincushion seems to really like classical elements, I would strongly recommend a reaction to Swan Song plus Chopin intro.
Didn't we do that? Or
Not
is that,
yet.
Oh.
That's on, I'll explain in a minute.
Okay.
It's composed by Miyako on the piano in A Frozen Serenade, who studied classical piano since from age 3. She bought a guitar in high school and taught herself out of a book at 18. She also has a degree in musical composition. Swan Song starts with a Chopin solo, and the song incorporates elements of Dvorak's New World Symphony and more Chopin, and it's kind of thrashy too. Now that is on, we were just talking about, we're going to film another Love Bites video. That is one of the songs that we have to do in that one.
Okay. Yep. He gives notation of all the tracks that they're down the pipeline.
Yeah.
I have a terrible memory, so I asked him, so what are we doing today?
Yep. It's Rainier Zufall again. Now, that's what I call 3 serious reactions. I hope you weren't too...
I thought you were about to say, no, that's what I call music.
No, 3 serious reactions. I hope you weren't too frustrated with the first try. That was really hard to stomach. Yeah, the first go-around was difficult for sure. But it led to us switching to the headphones, so in the end, I guess it ended up working out.
It was one of the greatest things we did because it allowed us to realize that we needed to change up our methodology on this. We were listening on a device that was meant for fun rather than really hearing everything. So, yeah, that was not a great experience.
13 Mimi, something like that. It says, in Break the Wall, there is a vertical lyrics. Whatever that means.
Wait, what?
That's what it says. There is a vertical lyrics.
Oh, wait.
Die by my side.
I know what they mean, I think.
Do
So
you?
pretty much whenever you have the lyrics just going left to right, if you look at them vertically going down, there's a hidden message in it.
Oh,
I'm assuming that that's what you mean.
Anyway, so Die by My Side, the title song from an English punk band called The Explosion. If you want to explore other faces of Love Bites, I could suggest Swan Song, Hammer of Wrath, and Liar. Like I said, we got another one coming out with some songs. Well, we have to film it still, but it will be. Name Gu Sapi, something like that. I probably butchered that.
We're butchering all these
Yeah,
names.
I apologize. If your first encounter to Love Bites was the music video version of Judgment Day, things would have been less of a bumpy road. Well, that's why we did both.
Mm-hmm.
But I do agree, some swear on live versions, but the latest tour videos, Knocking at Heaven's Gate, were becoming too bloodstocky for me due to the sound mixing. The next 2 songs showed us, though.
So this is also the reason I'm not the biggest fan of, or I don't particularly care for listening to live videos, just because you're relying on either the engineer that the venue has, or by the graces of financial burden, you've been able to hire your own guy that hopefully can do things correctly, and even then it depends on the acoustics in the venue. It's a rough ordeal. So
yeah, for me, I'm kind of mixed, because in some ways you are right, and so that part is true, but at the same time, I also feel like with live, you learn more about the band as a whole.
You do, and see, if I were to listen to something, I'd want to hear the studio version first, so I get an idea of what it's like, and then I'll go listen to a live
Yeah.
version to see if any differences there are. Just because, like, so far that I've seen, Wacken has some of the closest to studio sound.
I think that's probably true with a lot of outdoor festivals because you don't have the weird acoustics going on
Yeah.
in a room. So I'll say this. If you want us to react to a live version of the song,
Oh, yeah.
specify that. Otherwise, we'll probably react, review, whatever you want to call it. Otherwise, we will probably do either the music video or the studio version. If there's a music video, we'll always do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if not, then we probably would do some studio or lyric video, unless you specifically request the live version. So if you want us to do the live version, make sure to request specifically live version. Sam Shepard 7164. Hey, I could read that one.
Wow.
Every band has influences. I think that's completely normal. What fascinates me most about Love Bites is this technical live perfection. Phew. I never thought something like this was possible. For me, next level, gold standard. The songwriting is phenomenal. All the drops, licks, and transitions. What the fuck is you? I don't know. There's quite a few bands that are that good live. Now that's not saying they aren't, because I mean, from what we saw, that they were absolutely fantastic. So I don't disagree with that,
But they're not the only ones.
they're
that can
not
do
the
it.
only ones that can do it. Yeah. Sorry, we just got a message on our work thing. Next was Peter Moya, I guess. 4583. When listening to Love Bites, you always need earbuds, headphones, because the two guitarists plays on different ears depending on the stage. Yeah, your second person pointed that out. He talked about it as well. And we obviously noticed it when we were wearing the headsets as well. Let's see, next is Daimai Avalaro 6135. You just watched a video with a significant degree of audio compression. You can imagine how it sounds as a Blu-ray and on good hardware. Oh my god, this thing is so long.
It is. TLDR, you can hear way more when you're not listening to a video. To an extent, yes. However, there's not as much audio compression on videos as people think there are. I mean, yes, there is audio compression, but the audio compression that's there is to mainly combat for the loudness wars, and that's about it, unless there's new evidence that states otherwise, which I'm completely open to. But even on a studio album, you're gonna get variances from what you hear on the studio album compared to what you would hear live just in person. So yes and no.
I apologize, I got lost where it was. Alright.
Well, there's a shitload of comments, so I'm
Yeah.
not surprised.
So Alexander Richter 9740 says, as a big Love Bites fan, I agree that people don't like them. Why not? Everybody has different tastes, so just stay true to yourself, which is something we've talked about many times. Everybody has different tastes. Everybody likes different things. Doesn't make anybody right or wrong. It's just how it
Mhm.
is. There's no point to bash somebody for not liking something that you like.
Yeah, the only thing it does is turn people away from the amazing community that the metal community is.
Yep. And if you're like one of those people who, like we had in the first video with Love Bites, who just bash people because they don't agree with you, it turns people off of that band. And
Yeah,
in our case, we came close to being like that. We were close to being like, we're done with them. We're not going to react to them anymore. We decided, you know what? Let's try the different headpieces. And I'm glad we did.
Yeah, it made a lot of difference, but pulling that kind of shit, that's the easiest way, especially for us. We're gonna put a ban on a particular group, and we don't give a flying fuck. We'll do
Yep.
it. We're
Yep.
not gonna have that kind of shit happening.
Nope. Next was Rainier Zufall again. He gave us a whole bunch of suggestions for Love Bites.
Oh, is that the one that gave it 3 albums worth?
Something, I don't know. Now, like I said, we do have another video that we're going to film of Love Bites, but as I said before, It'll probably be the last one for a while. Not permanently, because I'm sure we'll run into them and do something in the future, but for now, it'll probably be the last one for a while. But we do have another one that's going to come down the pipeline.
Even the groups that we come across that we really enjoy, we don't do a review on every fucking track. At that point, we'll just do an album review and call it done.
Yeah. Next was Not Woke Viking Rules 401.
Oh my god.
He left 2 back-to-back comments.
Okay.
So one was in reaction to something you said, because you said, was this the first song of the show? And because the sound got better as it went along. And
Yeah.
he said, no, it wasn't. It was actually like the 11th or 12th song of the show.
Wow. That's interesting.
Makes you wonder maybe what the song was right before it. 'cause that could
Yeah.
have affected that.
That's interesting.
He also said, Love Bites is better live. Even their albums are mastered to perfection at Finavox Studio. And we were told about who does the same people who do Nightwish, which I'm a big fan of and stuff like that.
But, however, you also stated, and we've stated this before, that, or actually, I don't know if we have, that the recording engineer is not the one that does the final say most of the time.
Yeah,
As long
I
as
mentioned that before.
as long as the band actually pushes to make sure that they're on the same level, it's combination of the group and engineer.
Yep. And not only that, but not with every band, but with a lot of bands, and Love Bites is one of these, where the studio sound engineer, mixer, whatever, is different than the live one. So it's not going to be the same. All right. Next is ACS6i, something like that.
Ace IB.
Well, there's a 6 in there.
That's a B, sir. Or
No, that's
wait.
a 6.
Oh my god.
Alright, so they said, regardless of the style you hear in metal, you'll always have to highlight the talent of the musicians, and here it is. Love Bites does not focus on a single style. Power, speed, thrash, heavy, or mix. A lot of versatility. Please react to other songs live. They won't disappoint you. Live 2020, 21, or 23 with their new, well, I said but their new bassist. Thank you. All of what you said was true from what we can tell, and like we mentioned, the first 3 songs, they were all very different styles. And like I said already, we do have another video coming at some point. It's probably going to be like 2 months, but you'll see.
It's gonna be a while because especially me, I need a break of particular genres, and I need like some subgenre changes.
Greg OM2HB. This is another really long one. Love Bites declared early on their goal was to make music like Iron Maiden, but it's their thrash that thrills me. I'm an old metalhead who bought the 100th generation copy of Metallica's demo CD
Oh shit.
while waiting for KEA. Which KEA? KEA. Anyway, and a Frozen Serenade is indeed a special song. One thing about Love Bites fans and Judgment Day is that it was the first song released as an OMV after nearly a 2-year hiatus as the band reformed after
Oh,
departure.
kill 'em
Me-
all. I'm sorry. Oh,
yeah,
God,
yeah.
I feel. Oh,
Duh.
we're sorry.
Yeah.
We're sorry. Oh, God, I'm sorry. I need to turn in my metalhead card
Yeah,
now.
I know, right? Like,
Fuck.
goddamn. And both of us. That's what's really bad. The song only introduced, not only introduced the new bassist Fami, but a radically new sound. The studio recording and mixer spectacular. True fans listen to that countless times before hearing the Knocking at Heaven's Gate performance, which, to be honest, doesn't sound as good. You're the second person that said that, quality-wise. But as fans listen to it, they're also hearing the very familiar studio recording in their head at the same time. Also, this song's longest section of Eminem leads, not solos, in the Love Bites catalog. By the way, the twin lead guitarists, the Helicopters, do a similar trade-off. Oh, the twin lead guitarists of the Helicopters do a similar trading off lead and rhythm in their spectacular live performance of Disappointment Blues on the bonus track included on Paying the Dues CD. Okay, sure.
I'm sorry. I'm still just ashaming myself that
Yeah.
I didn't recognize the Kill 'Em All. Like, he was waiting for Kill 'Em All to come out.
Yeah.
That was their first fucking record. Damn. You old as fuck. No, I'm messing up.
He's older than us, and even I'm getting old. I'm in my 40s. Shit. All right, so, and then we had G-Ham 5586 with a bunch of question marks, or just listen to your favorite bands. Huh?
We appreciate the comment. However, context is nice. Because we don't remember everything we say.
Nope. So, this was on the Extra Pan video.
Okay.
They said, I was stationed in Okinawa, Okinawa in 95 and 96 and got introduced to them then. Been a huge fan since then. Their music was up to par with US music for sure and surpassed most bands. Their music is awesome, and they also did a song that's like 30 minutes long and never stops. You should definitely check that one out. The 30-minute one we might check out on our own time, but it's a little long to do a video here.
Like, we're stretching it whenever we were stretching it whenever we did doom metal. Like, dude.
And I mentioned, that my dad was actually stationed in Okinawa in the 60s. So that's kind of cool connection there. But outside of that, I agree with a lot of what they said. No, maybe not. Let's see. This was on the Extra Pan. The vocalist left the band in 97. That's why they never made it internationally, but reunited in 2007 and made world tours. If you're still interested in listening to them, I recommend Rose of Pain with Orchestra, a song called Ex Blue Blood Orgasm, Stab Me in the Back, Miscast, Vanishing Loved around 89 to 92. New subby anyway. Well, we appreciate the sub.
Oh, much appreciated.
And then El Cavira. Here's what Gene Simmons said: if Extra Pan sang in English, they could have been the biggest band in the world.
I don't give a flying fuck what Gene Simmons says.
They definitely would have been a lot bigger. I will agree with that. Biggest band in the world, I don't know, but they would have been a lot bigger.
I'm sorry. As soon as he said Gene, I try and be respectful, but fuck, Gene Simmons. God, the only respect that guy has ever had, to my knowledge, was whenever he was giving his testimony on EVH. Whenever he passed, he actually stated that, indirectly said, "Yeah, I'm an asshole and I'm an egotistical fucker." But and then he actually went ahead and said some inspiring words in regards to Eddie. But that's the only time I've ever heard him be genuine.
But I believe that was all the comments. If I missed somebody, I apologize.
That was a lot.
But it was a lot, but it was also a very, very popular video that we did, at least for our standards anyway.
Question.
Go ahead.
Since we do know, like, kind of what we're, like, as far as the genres are concerned, our next one that we're going to be doing is, or we're going to take a look at is Death Doom, because of how we enjoyed some of the death metal aspects that were mixed in with the doom metal videos that we saw. Do we want to do a spin the wheel for the end of this to see what genre we're doing after Death Doom?
Possibly. I will say in this video, for those Japanese metal fans, like I said, we do have the Love Bites video still to come. We have 3 more parts of the Japanese that we had part 1, 2, 3. We got 4, 5, and 6, and then after that.
Wait,
Yep.
Wait, Japanese metal 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, that Chill sent us in the email.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After that, we will probably slow down to an extent on the Japanese metal, because we want to get, like I said, we want to get more genres, different things onto the channel.
I definitely want that.
So I'm just giving everybody a heads up there. Doesn't mean we won't still do them.
Right.
They'll just probably come farther stretched apart.
Yeah, because we were not expecting the amount of feedback that we got in response to Japanese metal. We're great at that.
I mean, we love it. Don't get me wrong, but we want to mix in. We don't want to just be a Japanese,
Oh, I will not do that.
So
no,
we want to mix more stuff. Like we do have doom metal coming up. And we're gonna do Death Doom, and then we're gonna move into something else after that.
Which we are about to find out what the next.
Now, before you do that, I want to add some stuff to that wheel.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that.
Because you've been saying you want to do more regions and countries, so add them to the wheel.
Yes. So we are about to add some regions to this wheel, and it's gonna be hilarious if we pull up a region.
I know.
For the next one. So the next region.
Now, do you want to put regions or countries?
Um.
Because Japan was a country, but I don't know if you want to do. Now, if you're going to do a region, you can put like Scandinavia as a region instead of doing like Sweden, Finland, and all that. Or if you want to separate them, you can separate them.
Probably be easier to do by country.
Okay.
Just because we'd probably get better results.
Okay.
So the
go
first one I'm gonna
Sweden.
do is actually India.
Okay, India.
Or India.
It doesn't really matter what order you put them in. They're still going to.
Sweden.
I'd even do Finland, Norway, Germany. If you did do a region, though, you could put Middle East as just a region instead of, because there probably wouldn't be a whole lot of.
Yeah.
Who else?
I want to say Serbia. Serbian.
Okay.
I feel like there's some.
Russian.
Yeah. Which I fucking swear, the main thing that's gonna be in that list is fucking slaughter.
How big of a scene does Australia have?
Pretty big actually, I think.
Oh, Brazil. You got to have Brazil in there.
Oh God, yes, Brazil. You
Duh.
get the metal scene you guys have is insane.
And the crowds are insane. Some of
Oh
the
my
best crowds in the world.
God, yes.
Trying to think of anybody else.
Africa.
Africa, Mexico, maybe.
We're going international, bitches. All right. You can.
Okay, after Death Doom, what'll be next?
Let's find out. Oh, the anticipation is.
I think it's Mexico.
Yep.
So we're going to Mexico.
I'll get the Coronas.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, we're not.
The non-alcoholic Coronas.
No, I'll get Modelo's. We'll be
Okay.
fancy.
Non-alcoholic Modelo's, because we can't drink.
Yep. Oh shit.
No, you didn't mean to spin it again, you dummy.
Anyways.
So yeah, there you have it. It'll probably be at least 2 months before the Mexicos come out, but we'll probably film them in the next 2 weeks or so.
I will be sorely disappointed there's not any metal mariachis.
I know, right?
Oh my God, I'm excited now.
All right.
All right, well,
Appreciate everybody for the comments.
We
And
appre-
anybody who subbed, we appreciate you too.
indeed, and I was gonna say something. No, I forgot. Shit. Okay, so yes, thank you for tuning in to this From the Pit section. We're really glad you could be here with us, and until then, keep rolling heavy.